Hi there, welcome to I Lone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Aquarius energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because people have free will. Some people harness high vibe Aquarius energy, some people harness a more worldly focused Aquarius energy, and some people harness a more shadowy Aquarius energy. And whether you're an Aquarius sun sign or not, we all tap into Aquarius energy, and if you harness high vibe Aquarius energy, you'd prefer to hang out with other people who harness high vibe Aquarius energy. So this energy is available to people, and listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story and where other people are at in the story. So the reason for the reading is the bow. You are highly thought of. Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. An exciting event maybe didn't happen. Maybe someone didn't plan ahead, so there wasn't the exciting event they thought they were going to jump into with the kangaroo. Or not jumping into something too soon could be what that means. The skull, hidden secrets can harm you. June is in reverse. You know, June kind of reminds me that's a real popular wedding month. Maybe some people are hiding that they don't want to be in a relationship or stay in a relationship or get married. Also, the month of June is regarding Cancer and Gemini energy. And Gemini and Cancer have to do with what are we driven and motivated? Is it by love or is it to use our emotions manipulatively? So we're going to have some clarifiers on that. Good news in reverse. So that didn't apparently happen, and someone might be waiting to hear from you, and you're not communicating with them. Goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth in reverse. Interesting. And then we have the Lion, time to act. Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. And Turkey, someone is behaving badly. You know, there's some people in the world that you could have dealt with who think very highly of themselves. It could be people harnessing, you know, the valley. It kind of made me think of the valley of the shadow of death. You know, people who are willing to go through the dark times in order to get to the other side, you know, see the light. There's some people in the world that are prideful and egotistical and stubborn that have not done the inner work, but they could think very highly of themselves, and they're looking back at some people thinking, you know, why aren't you taking action? Maybe why aren't you possibly getting in a relationship or getting married to someone? They've been waiting to hear from you, but you're not communicating with them. Some of them are just waiting for you to go through a period of sadness and feeling depleted, and that's when they're going to pounce for some of them. So anyway, let's get some clarifiers on it. Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Do not jump hastily, maybe. And the Bow card, you are highly thought of, know your worth and value. Do not jump into something that wouldn't be successful because that would be operating more out of pride and ego. So we had 3 cards pop out. I don't know, 4 cards that popped out that aren't showing themselves. And it has to do with the King of Swords. With unsettled times, need to plan ahead. I think you are making, the high vibe people are making some good decisions in their life. And they're, in their Libra energy, they're maintaining balance within themselves, focusing on truth and love, not getting caught up in their head and their fears and their insecurities and their pride and their ego, and taking like immature, impulsive action. They don't want to jump into something that wouldn't be an exciting event where people are secretive, where people maybe really don't want to be in relationships, where people aren't good news, where it would just deplete you. Because in high vibe Leo energy, you're strong, and you don't want to go through the valley with another turkey, another stubborn, prideful, egotistical person. You're knowing your worth and value. So I think there's people, you're doing some work behind the scenes and other people don't know what you're doing. For some, because that's what I think the cards when they're not showing themselves mean. For one, well, let's just look at it that these are cards of things that you're doing within yourself during these unsettled times. The Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. I think you're doing this work to like heal your inner child. The Page of Swords would be a child to a King of Swords. And the King of Swords doesn't mean you're male or female. I think the Kings in Tarot, the way I interpret it, is we all take action in the world of masculine energy. And because we can present ourselves any way we want to in the world, and people don't know the truth of who we are until they get to know us emotionally and get to know how we think and how we feel. And that is represented by the feminine people in tarot. So I think you're taking action to get balance within yourself, to love yourself, to believe in your dreams. You want to be in relationships with people who you can have deep, meaningful relationships with in the Six of Cups. You might have communicated to someone, possibly from your past, or standing your ground about someone from your past that, if they haven't taken the action in their life to kind of reconcile themselves with the past, to offer you a cup of love, even though you might want to make them an offer of love, you're going to maintain your balance. For some of you, you did take action to communicate to someone in your past, and other people might not know that. And it could just be friends, family, whoever, and let them know that I feel like I missed an opportunity in love with you, and you could have made them an offer to, reunite again, to work through the regrets of the past so that you can move forward in love. And right now, you could be just kind of waiting to see if the other people will reciprocate, because you don't want to. But, it's like listening to your intuition. We've got to give time. If the person you could have reached out to is someone who could have felt like you ignored their love in the past, they might have to work through that before they're willing to reconcile with you, whether that's a friend, a family member, sibling, whoever. Okay, so then Gong, an exciting event in reverse. The Six of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, because of the Lover's card. Well, if we see, the truth is what sets us free, not being an illusion, not living in fantasy land. So in the King of Swords, it's like, I'm going to take action in truth. If, things aren't working out the way I planned, I maintain balance within myself. I put in the work and effort to keep maintaining balance within myself. I want to keep holding on to this foundation of hope and faith and belief and love. And if there's other people in my life who don't want to move forward with me, can't move forward with me, aren't in that headspace right now or emotional space, the Five of Cups says, it makes me sad, but I'm going to work through that and maintain my balance with the fact that from the 6 down to the 4, that in the Two of Pentacles, maybe someone wasn't willing to work something out with me. And, I'll deal with my regrets and sadness about that, but I'm not going to keep staying in sadness. I'm going to offer love to the situation, because hidden secrets can harm you. Sometimes there's people in the world that we could have reached out to, extended an olive branch. I think in the Page of Swords, you were truthful, you were honest, you were authentic. And for some of you, you didn't reach out to someone. This could just be saying that there is someone in my past I would like to work with, but You know, if they're not moving forward in the energy of love, and I'm standing in my truth, and odds are, you know, if you did work with them in the past, you did try to offer them love, to speak their truth, to take action in truth, to be just and fair and truthful and honest. And some of the people aren't moving forward with us because they don't want to speak their truth. Some of them aren't moving forward with us because they're kind of in their ego, or they're defensive to love. They get hurt doing that. And they have a different truth and a different dream, you know? Some people are kind of immature, and they have these ways of working together with people where it's maybe more emotionally shallow and superficial, where people don't do love and people kind of live more from their mind than their heart. And we might know some people who like to live more from their mind than their heart. And so they kind of harness these energies in a more defensive nature. And if that's their dream way of living life, or if someone felt they were missing an opportunity and felt like they'd missed an emotional opportunity with someone in their past and they decided to go get in a relationship with that person, or they're repeating a pattern of their past, we were ready to move forward. And, you know, is in the energy of love to wish people peace. If you feel like they're kind of immature, repeating a past pattern, if they're kind of bossy and controlling, really don't want to do love, you know, then I guess it was a blessing in disguise, because you're ready to move forward in deep, meaningful relationships where people do operate from love. And if they're interested in repeating an old pattern, a way of working together with people that can be kind of emotionally shallow and superficial, which is what shadowy Scorpio can be, or where they're kind of bossy and controlling, it's like, yeah, no, I don't want to be in that type of relationship. If they're kind of have some lessons to learn in life about what it means to work together with people in a deep, meaningful relationship, you know, they maybe got to go learn some lessons in life that you've already learned. So we wish people peace, and we move on. And we stay in the energy of love, because love is what helps us heal. Tell us the Skull card. Hidden secrets can harm you. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is sometimes people who aren't moving forward with us in a relationship, it is because they harness some of those shadowy ways of being. They're kind of immature. They're kind of bossy and controlling. They have this certain way of being in a relationship. Some of those people, their idea of moving forward and their truth, I want to be in a relationship where people exchange time, energy, effort, hugs, and kisses with me, who are codependent or more worldly focused, ego focused, materialistically focused. People who make their life about the world because they have regrets about the past, relationships that didn't work out. And instead of working through that and dealing with their own issues, to work together with people in a deep, meaningful relationship, it's like, no, I just want to be in relationships either where people make their life about the world, because that's what I've made my life about. That's my truth. That's what I think is just and fair. I have regrets of the past. I don't want to deal with them. And so, with the truth setting us free, some people can't move forward in life because they haven't dealt with those issues, and they hold back from dealing with the regrets of the past. And so then some people decide, you know, I'm going to make my life about maybe indulging in relationships. I'm sad. Relationships didn't work out. I don't want to do love anymore. I get hurt. I've decided my inner child and my more deep, meaningful nature of love is not coming out to play in the world. My truth is I'm making life about the world. I'm going to make it about getting in relationships where people exchange resources with me. And if they want to keep exchanging resources with me, fine. Or if they want to stay in a relationship and make it more about the ego or the image or the money and indulgence, that's my kind of person. I turn my back on moving forward in a more hopeful, believing, loving, vulnerable way in life. And so we realize our dream can't come into reality with people like that. So though we can be sad and we wish other people had hope and faith and belief and love, we've got to see the truth. Some people don't. And some people aren't willing to do the work to free themselves, you know? Our shadowy nature is represented by the devil. We can have all these fears, all these insecurities. We can be self-centered and bossy and controlling. We can make our life where we're consumed with our ego and our image, and we never have enough money, and that's the most important thing. And some people, they're just kind of enslaved to those things, the past. They could have people in their life that they're not willing to detach from, because our shadow nature and maybe our more codependent nature can be where we're not willing to detach from those people and be more independent in the world, or independent of our worldly nature, our ego nature, our fear nature, our bossy and controlling and codependent nature. So some people just can't move forward with us the way we'd like them to move forward with us, because everybody's got to free themselves, right? And some people haven't. So tell us about hidden secrets can harm you. And, what I keep meaning to say is that sometimes some people are trying to manipulate us. They wouldn't mind being in a relationship. They just want us to do it the way they do it, where we don't have hope and faith and belief in our dreams, that we're sad and we don't have hope and faith and belief in ourselves, so that we'll stay in a relationship with them, kind of indulging them, like be in shadow energy with them. And so that's why sometimes if people aren't working together with us, we have to maintain balance to realize that sometimes some people do that because they are trying to make us sad, so that we'll give up on our dreams and we'll settle for less than we deserve, you know? But tell us what the Skull card is. The Ten of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. And that came out because of the Seven of Pentacles. For some of you, you could have invested and reached out to someone because you do have kind of some fears about starting fresh and new and aligning with your more hopeful, believing nature. And the other people maybe aren't moving forward with you because they do kind of indulge maybe their more immature worldly nature, because our worldly nature is our more immature beastly nature. And, you know, we're like an animal in the world, but we're one of the only animals in the world that has free will to like elevate ourselves, to not act like an animal and be jealous and hurtful and unkind and malicious and vengeful and petty and greedy and bossy and controlling, you know? It's all about elevating yourself from your more self-centered nature to align with people in love. And some people, it makes them happy. They have lessons to learn because they might be happy just indulging their more immature nature. And they could be all about the world, because Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy, and Taurus has to do with our underlying philosophy of life that dictates the decisions we make. How do we view ourselves? How do we view the world? How do we view relationships? Some people want to kind of be immature in a relationship and have other people who know more lessons than they've learned to kind of indulge them in a relationship. I don't want to have to grow up and mature myself. You know, the Pentacles can talk about these lessons that you've learned in life. Well, to learn lessons in life, you have to put in work and effort to discipline yourself not to cause people pain and heartbreak. And some people are like, oh, I lack discipline. You know, I try to present myself as more mature than I am, and that I'm more just and fair and balanced than I am. But really, I'm kind of immature, and I repeat these past patterns of behavior that when I feel like maybe people aren't indulging me, and I want them to offer me love. And so then I make these decisions that are unkind and unjust and unfair and unloving, even though I like to present myself as being a just and fair person in the world. You know, because again, we can present ourselves any way we want to in the world. And some people present themselves as being a much more balanced person than they are. And they're unwilling to maybe do more equal give and take in a relationship because they're so afraid of being hurt. So their fear kind of runs their life. And when we get in relationships with people who are like that can have some shadowy ways of being, you know, it's like, I would like you to invest in moving forward with me, but if you're not willing to invest in love and put in some work and effort to, from the Four of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles, that would be the Three of Pentacles. It's like offering to maybe exchange foundations, because over here is the Six of Pentacles, which can be about exchanging foundations. You could have been in a relationship with someone where it seemed like it was just and fair and everything was working out okay. But when it got to that point, and where is that line in the sand with any of us? We don't even know until we get there sometimes. It's like, oh my gosh, I would have to step forward in a way that I haven't stepped forward before in life. I'd have to be more bold and brave and confident to be willing to be like a student of life. I had this way of viewing life and relationships or workplaces or my own capabilities. And this would require me to really have some hope and faith and love. And I'd have to add to my foundation, get out of my more worldly view of life and making my life more about money or materialism or status and image, and viewing getting in a relationship with people for those reasons, and really make it, if you add one pentacle to the Seven of Pentacles, it would be the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is Virgo energy, where it's more about being self-aware, where I don't want to just make my life about getting in a relationship, having a job, living my life where it's the status quo of the world. I want to add to what I've learned in life, take the good things I've learned, and kind of put my own spin on it. We've all grown up. Almost all of us have said, we even thought it at the time, I would not raise my children like this, Of course, we're always like a generation behind the times, and parents aren't really up to date on what's going on in kids' life. And sometimes our parents were too lax. Sometimes our parents were too strict. But, we all kind of decide that, usually with children, that, I would raise my kids differently, But there's some people, I think, that really have a lot of fear of doing things any differently. Why would people have so much fear? Because you could be judged for doing things differently. Some people really want to just blend into the crowd. If the whole crowd is doing it different, oh, okay, well then maybe eventually, I'll kind of do what other people in the world are doing. But some people have a real fear of doing things any differently, just because some people have a really big fear of change. Let me think about Aquarius energy. Well, Aquarius energy and Taurus energy is fixed sign energy. What is that? Yep. So fixed signs, and if people have, say, a lot of Aquarius or Taurus in their chart, or Leo or Scorpio, and we had Scorpio in here too, Scorpio here and Scorpio there, it's kind of like we have these aspects and zodiac sign traits and characteristics that we can tap into that help us get into things and start new things. But our fixed zodiac sign traits and characteristics are the ones that like to put a lot of work and effort into maintaining that new thing we started. And Virgo energy is one of the more mutable signs where we're willing to transition out of something to have another new beginning. And sometimes some people really have a hard time in their life ever doing anything new, ever stepping outside their comfort zone. And some it's just to make their life exchange foundations, exchanging from a more worldly view of life. And in Aquarius energy, it can be, I always had a dream of how my life would go. I'd get in these relationships, we'd have this certain status and image, and driven and motivated by the world to look really victorious and successful. But some people really maybe didn't think that they'd have to connect in much with their emotions and their intuition, and just thought they could have all those things without doing that for some of them. And maybe kind of live life more from their mind than their heart, because I get hurt doing love. I'd rather repeat these old patterns and ways of doing things where I don't have to listen to my intuition because I'm afraid of listening to my intuition. I just want to do what other people have shown me that they do. And then some people prefer just to be in a more emotionally shallow, superficial relationship or a more materialistic relationship, and they just don't have an interest in love. Because it does require that you have some hope and faith and belief in yourself, Tell us about the June card in reverse. So regardless, I'm sure there's people in your life, between friends, family, adult children, siblings, parents, that you would like to have move forward with you, but it's like, what? I wish you peace. Everybody's got to learn their own lessons. I'm ready to invest in my dreams, and I'm going to keep moving forward. The June card, we have 2 cards not showing themselves, and it is the 2 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. Your intuition is telling you that where you've been is causing you a lot of mental conflict, and that might be because of past pain and heartbreak. It makes you fearful of starting fresh and new. But you have that hopeful, believing nature in your Libra Taurus energy. I believe in love. I want to be in loving relationships. I want to be in workplaces and friendships with people who act with character and integrity, who are loving and kind and nurturing and supportive, not people who might be kind of selfish or greedy or immature or prideful or stubborn or emotionally shallow or superficial. And that's something that people didn't know about you, because they're going to keep probably moving forward the way they move forward. And that's what makes them happy, and that's fine. Everybody has free will to do what they think will make them happy. And we all do what we think will make us happy at any given moment in time based on what we think is just and fair. And depending on, if we've healed from past pain and heartbreak, if we're more balanced within ourselves, or if we're kind of tipped out of balance. Shadowy Empress can be, I like to be indulged in a relationship, male or female. I like to get in a relationship, or I like to make my life all about money and materialism. I want to be surrounded by luxury in life. That's what drives and motivates me. And some of those people aren't in 2 minds about their truth either. We might like to think that they're not seeing the truth. They might not be seeing the truth that it should be about love, but they could be perfectly clear that they want to make their life about either being indulged, getting in relationships with people who have fear and insecurity about loving and believing in themselves. You're just my kind of person. Cool. I can be the boss. You look to me for everything you want, for your sense of stability and security. You're my perfect partner. Oh my God, let's move forward in a new beginning. I like that, you don't love and believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. I'm glad you feel stuck. I'm glad you're willing to follow me and have a new beginning with me. Some people, that's their dream relationship. I want to be in a relationship with people who are in denial of the truth that it should be about love, that it should be about believing in your dreams. I'm happy that there's someone who wants to be in a relationship with me because I have the status or image or power or influence, or I'm charming or I'm good looking. You're not going to require me to grow and mature myself, are you? No. Perfect. And you're not going to either, right? Perfect. You're my kind of person. And if they're happy living their life like that and never facing any of their fears or insecurities or growing and maturing themselves and make their life about indulgence or materialism, and they think that's going to be their dream life, well, perfect. For some of you, you knew people who are like that, and that wasn't your dream life. And you could have cut out people who harness shadowy Libra, shadowy Aquarius energy. Because you want to be in deep, meaningful relationships. You don't want to make your life about conforming to the world. And what's most important is what you wear and what you drive and how much money you have and where you went on vacation, or just indulging them in their ego, or indulging yourself in the world or in your ego. You want to give birth to something new where people are free to live their authentic life, to grow to their full potential, facing their fears. So, tell us about the ear in reverse. Good news. Well, we have a card not showing itself, the Chariot, because of the Queen of Pentacles. Some people right now, I think the high vibe people aren't in their ego. It's not about, I gotta try to go move forward in this for image and status so I look like I'm the victor and I'm the winner. I think you're taking time to emotionally nurture yourself and heal from this past situation. So the Empress in high vibe is about emotionally giving birth to something new. And it is about emotionally growing and maturing yourself and healing from past relationships. And you're not about the ego and the image and the status. And you could have cut some people out of your life who are all about that. And some people, if they didn't make an offer to someone back there, and they could have stopped communicating and working with some people in their past who weren't willing to move forward with them in a just and fair and loving way. And they're listening to their intuition, having hope and faith and belief in their dreams. And they're trying to give birth to someone else who's emotionally mature, who isn't about ego and image and money and materialism. We all put in work to have stability and security in our life and enjoy the finer things of life, but not where that is the primary focus for even getting in the damn relationship. Are you a good investment for you? How much money do you have? What do you look like? It's like getting to know someone and having a loving, meaningful relationship with them. It's not about the ego and the image. If you're a loving, creative, emotionally nurturing person, there's people who want to employ you. You're a good boss. You're a good employee. You're someone who's creative and inspired. You can think of new ways to make money. Other people only work with the things of the world. No, because look at all the things that human beings have created since caveman days. All these things in the world, the art, the music, the all the arts and the math and the sciences and the cars and the cell phones and the heart surgery and, math and science. None of those things existed. They just didn't miraculously pop into reality like we're on some game show where they give us a new thing to work with. Human beings emotionally invested in their own unique talent, skills, and interests, which is also what the Pentacles talk about. We've all been given things that light us up, that inspire us, that motivate us, that other people don't. Some people it's painting, some people it's singing, some people it's writing books, some people it's tarot. If we use those things that to try to help ourselves and others, that we want to share something with the world, the divine works out a way for how that will make us money, because the divine knows we need money in the world, right? Other people are like, no, I don't want to give birth to anything new. People might judge me. It might not work. It might not fail. I don't want to listen to my intuition. I'm just going to work with the things of the world. So I'm just going to keep moving forward. They're going to try to give birth to someone who does have money. And someone who's maybe not emotionally balanced in love, because the Chariot card is Cancer energy of love and home and family. Yeah, they might prefer to get in a relationship with someone who's not emotionally balanced and motivated by love, but maybe someone who has money, who isn't in the driver's seat of their own life, who's tipped out of balance and more aligned with their worldly nature. It's like, perfect, you're my kind of person. And the whole reason they want to get in a relationship with that person that they're not showing them is because it's good for my ego and my image and my status and all that stuff, and it'll make me look victorious. But I don't want you to know that. I'm going to present myself as being a loving, nurturing person. So that's the whole thing. what is people's truth? People can present themselves any way they want. I'm just, I'm fair, I do equal give and take, I believe in love. Oh, I've had relationships that didn't work out in the past. Well, why didn't some of those relationships work out? How did we contribute to those relationships not working out? Did we deal with any of those things? Did we grow and mature ourselves? Or did we just decide to invest in someone new? That'll make me feel better. I don't have to deal with my regrets of the past. You know, sometimes people treat other people that they get in relationships with like other people turn to drugs and alcohol. Some people treat ego and image and money like other people indulge in drugs and alcohol or gambling or sex addiction or whatever. You know, everybody's got their vice. We either grow and mature ourselves to heal from past life experiences, seeing the truth, because the truth sets us free to live our life differently, where we grow and mature ourselves. We face our fears and insecurities. How did I contribute to that not working out? Where did I need to grow and mature myself? You know, even if it's just, you know, sometimes we're just naive and gullible. Are we willing to see the truth about the people we had been in relationships? Were they kind of immature or impulsive? Is that why I got in a relationship? Because I was kind of immature and impulsive. Did I have growing up to do? Am I willing to grow myself up? Did I get in a relationship because I had fears and hadn't dealt with my past pain and heartbreak? Did I get in a relationship with someone else who hadn't dealt with their past pain and heartbreak? Had I decided I didn't want to do love anymore and I was living more from my mind than my heart, and I was rejecting my own inner child? You know, we go on all these different journeys in life to learn all these life lessons, but it does us no good if we're not willing to humble ourselves, to never learn the lessons about how to see the truth that some people in our past might have been selfish, greedy, more materialistic, live more from their mind than their heart, don't nurture themselves, haven't learned to love themselves. You know, if we were to admit to seeing the truth, it could release us, because otherwise we can stay in our pride and ego about it and take it personally, you know. And then sometimes some people were loving people, but you know, we wanted to give birth to different things. Some people were ready to move forward in a more committed relationship, and some people don't want to do that. Maybe they want to work on their career. You know, just to see the truth, to maintain balance within ourselves, to accept the truth, see the truth, and, you know, if there's shadowy traits about ourselves and other people in our life, to see the truth. Don't take it so personally that, you know, like, it has to be this person. If it's not that person, how could I possibly have my dreams come into reality? We want to invest in people who have the traits and characteristics that we're looking for. And yeah, it can suck if we got to go find new people to find out what kind of traits and characteristics they have. If we thought someone did have it, but then they held back, well, then we just got to assume that they weren't the person, because the divine wants us to have our divine inheritance, to not stay stuck, to not get in our pride and ego, to not let other people who aren't willing. It's kind of like the God is manifesting their manifestation into reality, and people can do whatever they want, and it's like, I can work with that, you know. And we have to have that same attitude. Life force energy does not let the world or people in their worldly nature, their fear, their insecurity, their pride, their ego, their lust, their greed, thinking they're the boss, or people who think they're the boss, and I know I'm not going to invest in you, and I bet you'll feel stuck and you'll give up on yourself and you'll come back and decide to invest in me, and you'll turn your back on getting what you deserve, and you'll look to me as love, even though I don't really invest in love. But if you're attached to the things of the world and your want for the stability and security, that you're willing to kind of be in denial of the truth that I like to present myself as loving, but I don't really want you to love and believe in your dreams, because if you do, I'm going to let you go, or I don't even want to be in a relationship with you, because I'm more emotionally invested in the things of the world, and I want other people to invest in what I invest in. And, and it's kind of the same way as you. I want you to invest in love. And if you don't want to do love and do a deep, meaningful relationship and face your fears and insecurities and whatever to be more authentic and vulnerable in a relationship, then I don't want to be in a relationship with you either. It's just the difference is high vibe people do it from a place of love. I did wish the best for you. I did have the best intentions for you. And shadowy energy is kind of prideful, emotionally defensive, competitive, maybe self-indulgent and egotistical and self-centered. And it's more about them. And it really isn't about you and what you want. They're fearful and afraid. They don't want to be vulnerable and get hurt. So you're supposed to be a loving, nurturing, supportive, authentic person in a relationship while you're in a relationship with their cardboard cutout fake person because they keep their authentic, loving nature hidden inside, and you've got to go out with and be in a relationship with their ego persona that they present to the world, who's defensive, who holds back, who doesn't deal with their fears and insecurities, who's decided if I have the money or the status or the image or the looks or the charm, I can get someone to be in a relationship with me and give up on their dreams. And that's like shadowy Aquarius energy too. It can be very self-centered and egotistical. Everybody else is supposed to put aside their pride and ego, but not me. No, I have fears and insecurities. I've got to control things. I'm afraid of being hurt. But I want all those things, and I want you to be in a relationship with me, but I can't. No. I'm not willing to deal with my fears and insecurities. I'm not willing to have that hopeful, believing nature. I'm not willing to look at life from a higher perspective and give birth to emotionally growing and maturing myself. But you did it, and I want you to nurture me like a parent would nurture a child in a relationship, and keep indulging me in my shadow nature and give up on being in a just and fair and balanced relationship that you deserve, because I'm not willing to do that. Tell us about the goldfish. What's it say? Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. The Four of Wands came out because of the Seven of Swords or the Eight of Swords. Another reason why some people don't move forward with people is because they don't know if they move forward with those people in a relationship or a foundation, if they'll have the status or the image or be indulged the way they want to be indulged. And so it's like, even though they could view you and maybe their inner child nature would like to be in a relationship with you because they do view you as a loving, nurturing person, they're in a mental prison either about being in a long-term commitment like a marriage, and they just want to make their life about indulging in the world or focusing on indulgence or money. And then they figure, there'll be someone who'll come along who'll just indulge them in their fear and their insecurity. And I don't think you're worried about that. I think you're focusing on taking creative, inspired action in your life. The Queen of Pentacles, you probably have things that you're giving birth to, like jobs and, putting in work to bring your dreams into reality. And you're listening to your intuition to guide you, and believing that the divine has a plan for your life, that if you try to grab the steering wheel and like, oh my gosh, God, this isn't working. I need to do this and this and this, and maybe settle for less than I deserve. Maybe I should go invest in someone who has money or status or image or looks or whatever for my ego or image or whatever. But then you just end up back in a foundation where you're in a mental prison about settling for less than you deserve. So I think you're trusting that the divine wants you to have what you want, but you have to go through this work of in trust and faith and belief, and that you will know when it is the time to act. And there's also going to be other people who, as you quit investing time, energy, and effort into your own fear and insecurity and codependent nature, and quit investing in people who would be happy to be in a relationship with you being that way, and you keep doing this work within yourself to heal and to be more firing on all 4 cylinders in your Aries energy to take, because I think right now people could be doing this work within themselves and they're not maybe taking action yet. They're thinking about it. They're healing emotionally. And with the 6 of Swords and the Chariot, they're not taking the action yet because they're doing this work and really thinking about what they want to invest in. And maybe working through, some people, just their own fears of, am I strong and brave enough to do love? Because again, some of you could have communicated with someone that you'd like to be in a relationship with them. And some of those people are doing this work within themselves, just like you're doing this work within yourself. And you will know when it is time to move forward in your life, with or without those people. Time to act with the Lion card. And so, of course, the Lion card reminds me of Leo energy, which is about being illuminated to the truth. I can't stay stuck kind of waiting if other people are going to move forward with me, that I'm going to do this work to love and believe in myself, and I'm going to have a new beginning. And I guess if other people were doing that work within themselves while I was doing the work within me, then I guess they'll meet me kind of at the finish line of this phase of life to move forward into a new phase of life. Or I'll meet someone new as I'm moving forward in my life. Maybe other people who harness high vibe Leo energy. We start out with the Leo card, Strength, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, High Priestess, 5 of Wands. And because of the Moon card. So the whole thing is, we need to listen to our intuition, temper our fear and insecurities, keep staying focused on being grounded and being strong, not to give into our fear and our insecurity. In our Virgo energy, we've learned a lot of lessons in life. And you're being strong not to indulge. The Moon can be getting caught up in your illusions and your fears and your insecurities and your fantasies. It's nope, I'm going to keep maintaining my balance. I'm going to keep moving forward. I do not want to get in a relationship with someone else who's prideful, egotistical, materialistic, juggles, really doesn't invest in people, who creates the illusion that it's wonderful and loving, but they really maybe don't invest in love. No. I guess if they're not coming with, then I need to move forward. And keep listening to my intuition. To keep staying, the 5s in tarot can mean staying in a place of balance. And we go from the 4 of Wands to the 5 of Wands. Your foundation will know, if you keep listening to your intuition, keep maintaining balance within yourself, not get caught up in your head and your fears and your insecurities and your pride and your ego. Keep focused on loving yourself, believing in yourself. Leo energy is about treating yourself every day with love and compassion and encouragement and forgiveness, and offering love and compassion and encouragement to the people in your past, so that and loving your own worldly foundation, so that you maintain your balance and let go. We go from the 10 down to the 2, letting go of people who harness their Virgo energy, which people are moving forward with. They're either moving forward and investing in love and emotionally growing and maturing themselves and working through their own fears and insecurities to move forward in the energy of love, or in their Virgo energy of the 8 of Pentacles, they've decided to ignore their intuition, to live more from their mind than their heart, to make their life more about the world, money, or indulgence, and being in relationships with other people who don't take creative, inspired action in their life because of fear and insecurity. And they're going to keep moving forward, harnessing a more long-term goal of making their life operating from their more worldly foundation, where they create an illusion that, everything's great and wonderful, where they're moving forward, hiding the fact that they're aligned with the competition. We're either harnessing high vibe, all these zodiac sign traits and characteristics in a high vibe way, or we're aligned with the competition. We're either balanced within ourselves, learn to love ourselves, have healed from our past pain and heartbreak, offer ourselves love and compassion and forgiveness for the mistakes we've made, so that we can keep moving forward, facing our fears to grow to our full potential, or we're aligned with the competition, which is our mind, our fear, our insecurity, our emotionally defensive nature, our more unhealed, immature nature. And some people aren't willing, in their Virgo energy, they don't have to be a Virgo sun sign, everybody harnesses Virgo energy, they're unwilling to put in the work and effort to deal with their own inner conflict that they might have about things that they keep buried beneath the surface that they don't want to deal with, or they have these illusions about what it means to be in a relationship. And everybody can have their own idea of what the dream relationship would be. Oh my gosh, I want to get in a relationship with someone who's really nurturing and loving, and I have a lot of fear and insecurities within myself, but that would be my perfect relationship. I want to go find someone who's really loving and nurturing, who might have a lot of money and stability and security, who kind of has illusions about me and wants to work things out with me, who wants to move forward with me and hide from seeing the truth, because the high priestess is the keeper of secrets, and that I want to find someone who will move forward with me, who keep indulging me in this illusion I have of what the perfect relationship is, which is basically them not having to deal with their issues. And they get to keep them all buried. And let's create this illusion of how wonderful and successful everything is, and keep not dealing with our own inner conflict about the illusion we're living in. And there's other people that are bold and brave and strong, who've tempered their fears and their insecurities, who've, that's high vibe Leo energy. We have our worldly, beastly nature. It's like our subconscious. It's like our fearful nature, our insecure nature, I want what I want nature, our more beastly nature, And we keep our more beastly, selfish, greedy, prideful, egotistical, self-centered nature under control. And how do we do that? With love and compassion, to realize and accept I do have a shadow nature. And if I don't want that to sabotage my life, I need to offer love and compassion to myself when those things bubble up. And I need to put in the work and effort to maintain balance between my loving, intuitive, hopeful, believing nature and my lustful, greedy, prideful, self-centered nature, if I want to keep moving forward with loving, intuitive people in my life who take bold, brave, inspired action in their life to live their life like that. And there's some people who will move forward with you, and they're willing in the moon card to move forward into unknown territory and listen to their intuition to guide them. And the people who don't move forward with you, it's just like you've completed a phase of life and learned the lessons you're meant to living your life this way, and you're ready for the next lessons in life, going into unknown territory where you don't know where it's going, but you're going to face your fears about moving into unknown territory, detaching from what was that you could have enjoyed and liked, but it made you sad because people weren't investing in giving birth to anything new. It was like dead energy, stagnant energy, people not willing to maybe be, kind of really focused on the world here in the mind instead of connecting in with their emotions and their intuition to be more just and fair and nurturing and loving and supportive. And it's like, that's what I want. And I'm willing to detach from what was, and I'm willing to listen to my intuition and deal with my own inner conflict about the fact that some people don't have the same dream that I have. But I believe there's other people in the world who have the same dream I have. And then we have the valley in reverse. And you'll also meet people when you take that action to temper your own ego, because the whole thing is, it can be like, but God, no, I want them to come with me. But God, no, I want them to come with me. And God's like, those people have free will to live their life whatever way they want. I'm not in my ego about it. I let them live their life. If they were open to love and being more just and fair and authentic and nurturing and supportive and bold and brave and confident, they would be. But they're not. And they have some more lessons to learn. And eventually they'll get tired of this too, or not. And they might move forward, but they might not. We all know people who stay very materialistic and ego-driven. Some people who got a lot of fear and insecurities. Some people who are bossy and controlling, very stubborn, very prideful. And they're going to live their life forever like that. But the divine doesn't let that stop them from being able to manifest their dreams into reality. So we need to not stay like in the valley of death. Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Letting go of the people maybe who don't have that, because in the Leo strength card, you do have that. Tell us about the valley. So it's getting out of your ego and realizing that the people who were motivated and inspired by the same dream as we have would move forward with us, and the people who don't could still just be juggling, detaching from what they need to detach to, that they're codependent on. And part of that is the world, its ego, its image, is putting aside their pride and ego, not making their life all about pride and ego. And for others, it's just that they'd have to deal with their fears and insecurities that they don't want to deal with. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. And the reason it came out is because of the Three of Pentacles. How do people harness their Virgo Cancer energy? Some people, their long-term goal is to indulge in the world or have the money and the status and the image that they want, and they're willing to use their emotions manipulatively to get what they want. And other people harness high vibe Virgo, high vibe Cancer energy, and their long-term goal is to work together with other people who are loving, who've learned lessons in life, who want to work together with other people who are loving, who've learned lessons in life. And you're going to let go of the people in your life who aren't harnessing those energies to keep moving forward, taking the lessons you've learned, that some people do use their emotions manipulatively. Some people are all about the world and ego and image. And, it takes work and effort to work together with people in a just and fair and authentic and loving way. And some people just don't want to do that. I could just manipulate someone. There's a lot of fearful, insecure, codependent people that are worried if they're going to get in a relationship. I'll go make them an offer. Some of these people, in their Aquarius energy, and we have a lot of pentacles over here, they could be people who are attractive. They could be people who have money and status and power. I'll just go find someone else who's willing to move forward with me in my illusion that I'll emotionally manipulate. And you say, oh, thank God I saw the light, because I didn't want to keep staying in a relationship with someone who's emotionally manipulative. And then with the turkey kind of turning in reverse, seeing the truth that I've got to get out of my ego and see the truth. If these people were motivated and inspired by love, it doesn't mean that people couldn't love you. They're just not bold and brave like you are, or they haven't healed like you have, or they have a lot of fear and insecurity that you don't have about love and being loving. And so I think you're letting go of those people. The Five of Swords in reverse, the Tower in reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the Nine of Wands in reverse, because of the Seven of Wands in reverse. The Seven of Wands in the upright is, well, even in reverse, it's Leo energy. But the Seven of Wands is like, no, 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 God, I want this. Make these people do what I want them to do. And it's like, it's to get out of your ego that, the Five of Swords is Aquarius energy. These people could have a lot of mental conflict about detaching from the world or their ego and their defensive nature. And they're not the person that you were meant to move forward with. And we have to get out of our ego about it. We are motivated and inspired by different things. They could have a lot of mental conflict about letting go of the world and having good boundaries within themselves to their own worldly, materialistic, immature, shadowy nature. Some of those people want to win at all costs, and they don't care. They're very much all about themselves. And they're really maybe defensive. So it's realizing, you know what? If they have a different dream and they're not willing to let go of that old way of being to grow and mature themselves, then they're not the person I want to work for if it's a job with the King of Pentacles, or the person I want to be in a long-term relationship with, because I don't want to be in a relationship with people who are operating from their egoic nature. I want to work with people who operate from a foundation of love. And with the bow, you are highly thought of. We have the Death card in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Three of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Wands in reverse, because of the Nine of Cups in reverse. I would say you're highly thought of because people know you're not indulging, is what the Nine of Cups can talk about, in illusion. You're not someone who's in non-life-giving energy. You're not someone who is still feeling betrayed. You see the truth that your dreams aren't going to come in with some people in your life, and you're no longer up in your head about it and in your ego. And there's a lot of people who would like to be in relationships with people. Not some of these people in your past that you were in a relationship, because they held back from investing in love because it required them to give up an old way of viewing life and relationships to emotionally grow and mature themselves. But there might be other people that you're going to meet as you move forward who are bold and brave and strong and balanced enough to realize that if they don't listen to their intuition, they're going to be one of the people who get stuck in a relationship of illusion. And they don't want to do that. And they want to work with you in a relationship because they see that you're not operating from ego and indulgence and all that stuff. That you're someone who's moving forward, believing in yourself, in the energy of love. Tell us what's coming up. Now, a quick summary of the people that are in shadowy energy. They're in their pride and ego. They're not willing in their Virgo energy to put in the work and effort to get more balanced, to detach from these old ways of being or what make them feel safe, or this illusion of what they have about relationships. And they're hiding that they either have a lot of inner conflict about this illusion they create, or they have a lot of inner conflict about the things they keep buried beneath the surface. Or they're very competitive, and that's why they get in the relationships they get into, and it's all about either being indulged in their ego or money and materialism, and they don't want people to know that they're very competitive in the world, and they rejected looking at life from a higher perspective, and they basically let go of the dreams they could have manifested into reality because they're so consumed with whatever it is they're consumed by in the world. Tell us about, let's see, have I used this deck? No. What's coming up for the people who harness high vibe Aquarius energy that they might not see coming? Okay. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Emperor, because of love. As you keep focused on the future and putting in work and effort, investing in taking the lessons you've learned to be a good leader in your life from a place of love, you're going to have other people who are going to want to invest in you. And maybe some of the people that you might have communicated with saying, I am giving birth to something new. Do you want to move with? Some of those people will invest in moving forward with you because they see that you're a good leader. You're not acting out of immaturity and pride and ego and envy and jealousy and competitiveness. And, look what I wear and what I drive, blah, blah, blah. They see that you're making really good decisions in your life, and that's the type of person they want to be in a relationship with. And as you move forward, there's going to be people who are going to want to work with you in workplaces and in friendships and in relationships because they see that you're not focused on the past, that you are ready to have a new beginning, that you have grown and matured yourself, that you are making good decisions in your life. And the Emperor and the Empress are counterparts. When we do this work within ourselves emotionally, and that's what we're aligned with in ourselves, that's what we manifest outside of ourselves. Someone who is a counterpart to who we are internally, emotionally. So I think you're going to have a new beginning with people in the world who are on the same page as you. What about the people who harness a little more worldly focused or shadowy Aquarius energy? What they don't see coming is they're not seeing the truth. And they're going to be emotionally confused. Sometimes some people can't figure out how other people are moving forward the way they're moving forward. And they don't get it. They're sitting here emotionally confused, trying to create this illusion of how wonderful their life is, but it's all an illusion. They didn't do the work within themselves to really be someone who's giving birth to something new. I got in a relationship because I wanted to look like I'd had a victory. I got in a relationship because I wanted to look like I was a boss. I wanted to get in a relationship because it made it look like I'd moved on from the past and I wasn't in pain and heartbreak. But they've never dealt with that past pain and heartbreak. So it's just like a Band-Aid to create an illusion over whatever happened in the past, or because they have a lot of fear and insecurity, they're just getting in a relationship to feel more balanced. Because the Temperance card can be about trying to balance out your emotions. And that's what they could be hiding from the world. I'm just, and everybody is where they're at. We could have all driven our life off into the ditch, had a lot of fear, had a lot of insecurity, whatever. And sometimes, it is just to be in friendships and relationships because we're trying to balance out our own emotions. And we haven't dealt with some of our past pain and heartbreak. And, maybe by getting in, it'd be nicer if we got in friendships with people instead of getting in romantic relationships, because that throws in all the emotional complexity of that. But we're human beings. We make mistakes. And, we get in relationships with people who are kind of on the same page as us. And, it all provides us an opportunity to grow and mature ourselves and heal. And if people are willing to do it with us when we get in a relationship with us, we move on with them. If they're not, we learn the lessons we were meant to learn, that I have healed some more and I am ready to move forward differently. And we wish peace to the people who things didn't work out with. So I think it's just that some people, Either are caught up in the illusion of the world, pride, ego, image, status, wanting to look like a shining star in the world, have the illusion and their kind of more immature ways of being that people should make them the center of their universe, and nobody listens to their intuition or has their own dreams or motivations in the world. It's supposed to be oriented around them, like you would an egocentric child who thinks the universe should orient around them. And that's where some people are. They still haven't grown up and matured themselves. They're looking for someone to indulge them and make them the center of their universe, maybe just like their parent did when they were growing up, where I don't have to grow up and mature. Aren't I wonderful and get a gold star and always win an award? I don't know. I'm sure you get the idea. So there you go, Aquarius. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.